All right, it's 9-0 for the Iowa Hawkeyes, of course, for the first time in school history. Not exactly the way that I drew that one up, but Iowa covers the spread, 18 and a 17.5-point spread. Rick Stanzi, 5 interceptions, 4 in the third quarter, and then that fourth quarter for the ages, one that we'll never forget. This is a season that Iowa fans are never going to forget with the way that things are going. Right now, this week, here's what's going to happen. I'm basically talking to you today, not to make any predictions. We'll do that in a couple of days. Just to kind of help you make it through this week, because a lot of you are going to be upset. I already see the post at HawkeyeNation.com. Colin Coward of ESPN Radio is saying this. Terry Bradshaw of Fox is saying this. The national talking heads are bashing Iowa again. Okay, it's fun to talk about. We enjoy the debate, the conversations on the message boards, and I certainly do on my daily talk show on 1460 KXNO. But here's the thing as it relates to this Iowa football season. It does not matter. Of course, Iowa has to win its next 3 games, and based on what we've seen this year, that's not a given. Northwestern this coming week, who knows if Mike Kafka is going to be able to play for them. I bet he is, but I'm not sure that he'll be 100% as he injured his hamstring against Penn State and their loss in Evanston this weekend. Then, of course, Iowa has to go to the Horseshoe, a place they've won 2 times in my entire lifetime, and then even going back to the 1950s. So that's been Iowa's house of horrors. It's been a house of horrors for a lot of teams in the Big Ten Conference. And then at home, the end of the year against Minnesota, that's probably the game I feel best about amongst the 3. Let's say Iowa somehow, some way goes to 12-0. They still may not make it, because Texas, if they don't lose, Iowa's not going to jump ahead of Texas. I don't think that's going to happen, and Texas would be undefeated. Texas's last best chance for a loss, I think they're at Baylor. They've got Kansas at home, and then they have to go to Texas A&M. That's probably their last best chance for a loss. We've seen Texas A&M rise up and beat Texas late in the year and past with teams that are inferior to Texas's talent. We'll see if that's the case this year. I doubt it. I don't think there's a team from the Big 12 North. Who knows who's going to represent the Big 12 North, one of the worst divisions in FBS football. And then you look at Alabama. Iowa fans root for LSU this weekend to beat Alabama at home. The Crimson Tide are favored by 9 points in that contest. And then Florida. Florida isn't going to play anybody the rest of the year. Florida's played 1 team ranked currently in the BCS top 25. I think Alabama's played 2 teams like that. I think Texas has either played 1 or 2. Cincinnati just 1. Iowa's played 3. Of the undefeated teams left in college football, Iowa's the only one of the undefeated teams that have played, meaning and beaten, a team in the top 25 of the current BCS standings. And oh, by the way, Iowa beat 2 of those on the road. That would be Penn State and also Wisconsin, who checked in this week, I believe, at number 22 in the BCS. Don't get too concerned and caught up on what other people are saying. Some people say Kirk Ferentz should be stumping for the Iowa Hawkeyes right now, out defending them like Urban Meyer did a couple of years, I believe, in 2006 when he and Lloyd Carr were on television on a split screen on ESPN, and Meyer pimped his Florida Gator team, and Florida made it. It's too early. Iowa's 9-0. Pete Carroll 2 weeks ago was complaining about how are we having computers set these games up, or are we trying to get the best teams on there, thinking that USC was being disrespected by the computers and they were better than that. Oh, what happened? Well, they got smoked, and I mean smoked, by Oregon. They also lost to Washington earlier this year. That's why you don't run your mouth until the hay is in the barn, and that's what I think you're not going to hear from Kirk Ferentz until and if Iowa gets to 12-0. So Iowa, a chance this weekend. If they beat Northwestern at home at Kinnick Stadium, that same day, Penn State hosts Ohio State, and I think Penn State will beat Ohio State by double digits this weekend out in Happy Valley. Penn State right now probably playing better than any team in the Big Ten. I think Penn State wins that game. I think Iowa's going to beat Northwestern. We'll have a prediction for you in a couple of days, telling you how I think it's going to break out. And if that happens, Iowa at 10-0, they go in their last 2 games. Really go in that game at Ohio State, not needing to win it to still go to the Rose Bowl. But I know you all want to see that 12-0 national championship dream season. Why not? What the heck? 2009, certainly an amazing year indeed. We don't want to see it end. We'll talk to you Wednesday for the official prediction.